Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. I want to talk to y'all just a little bit about what's going on. I'm getting a lot of questions, a lot of emails, different things about, Danny, what's going on with my garden? You know, this is happening, that's happening, I'm watering like crazy, my plants are dying, all kinds of stuff like that. Guys, we've got to accept the fact that we're facing a solar minimum. It could be, it's probably going to ramp up to end up being a moderate minimum, but the problem is that we are facing this now, and it is taking its toll on the food crops. Not only here, this is happening all over the world. This is, I mean, I get stuff from everywhere, and there's being major crop losses because of this, and we're seeing this all across our country. I mean, I'm seeing it, how that Kansas and Colorado and different places out there, you know, are losing wheat crops. There's just intense heat is destroying everything that we have. And what I'm going to do is, in the video here in a minute, I'm going to show you something that we are seeing here at Deep South Homestead to kind of give you an idea about what I'm talking about. Because when the sun is scorching things like it is right now, there is actually absolutely nothing you can do. That's why this solar minimum that we're talking about is going to be so devastating in our country, is because it is no respecter of anything. It literally destroys everything in its path, because everything is extreme. We can't just have a normal summer now. The temperatures are going to be extremely extreme. The heat is going to be just unbearable. When you get out in it, it will literally like scorch you, and it's like you're being burnt with a hair dryer when you stand out in the sun, like holding a hair dryer up close to you, and you feel your skin actually baking and cooking. It's like a radiation type burn. The plants is no different. Here we have trees here. The tops in the trees are dying. You know, we have all kinds of things that's taking place. But now I have learned this. One thing is, there are some plants that are doing extremely well. And those are different types of peas, field peas that is. The okra is growing like crazy. Stuff, you know, these heat tolerant plants are really ramping up and doing fantastic in this extreme heat. But now anything that is not a heat loving plant, sweet potatoes for instance, our sweet potatoes are doing fantastic in this heat. But other things like the lady peas that we're going to show you in just a minute, cucumbers, things like this, tomatoes, guys, all this stuff is getting scorched beyond belief. So I'm going to take in, at this point, I'm going to show you what's going on with our lady peas and our cucumbers in the pots, and just kind of give you a little bit of an insight on what we're talking about as far as how the solar minimum is affecting things here at Deep South Homestead, and some of the things that has to do with it as far as what's in the sun, what's not in the sun, and what's been shaded, what's not shaded, what's irrigated, what's not irrigated, and how this is all affecting the plants. So let's take a look at those and see what we think about them. We want to show y'all a little bit about what we're talking about with the weather anomalies that's going on here. We're going to show you a clip. We got some bad weather fixing to come in here. We're going to show you a clip right quick of our pots, what we're doing, and what's actually going on. Okay guys, these pots right here that you see all the way down through here that has the irrigation, and not only these, but these pots up here above it where the cucumbers are that has irrigation on them, everything, this is in the direct sunlight. Everything here, even though we're irrigating it, is dying because of the intense radiation being put out from the sun. Now the pots that are on the far end down there, we're going to show you them. They're in the shade and they have no irrigation. Okay, all these pots you see through here have no irrigation on them, none whatsoever. These plants are in the shade from sun up to sundown. These plants are doing fantastic. They are beautiful, big, healthy, dark green looking plants. They do not get watered on a daily basis, and they're doing great because they're in the shade. The sun never gets to them to bake them. But now turn around here. Look, the irrigation starts right here. From this point on, this is in the sun, and I want you to look at the difference. See how yellow and pale these plants are almost dead, even though they get watered all the time, but they're in the open sun. So we're learning that the new anomalies with the sun is baking the vegetables in the gardens. So we're going to be coming up with a new idea about growing our stuff and using shade cloths. Now, after looking at those, y'all have seen what I'm talking about here. How that the sun is affecting things, and we take very good care of everything here, and everything gets exactly the same treatment. But you saw in the pots, the ones that were irrigated on a daily basis and in the scalding open sun, how the sun is just baking them and killing everything. And then you saw the pots that was in the shade that never gets watered by us hardly, except every so often. They're just big, beautiful, dark green plants, and the sun never hits those. So guys, a heads up in the future with this solar minimum that we're going into over the next 10 to 15 years. You might want to invest into some kind of shade cloths, some way of protecting some of your stuff from the extreme sun, some kind of UV protectant over the plants. I think if you do that, now we're going to be experimenting with that here at Deep South Homestead. I told y'all here a while back we had some new projects underway that we was going to be showing you, and we will be showing those a little bit later on. We're not really planting anything right now, but when we do start replanting, we're going to show you some new techniques we're trying with shade cloths, and we're going to show you the results, whether good or whether bad. It's all a learning experience for us as we go into this solar minimum. So guys, thank you so much for watching Deep South Homestead today and the effects the sun is having on our plants. So thank you from Deep South Homestead.